Yo, people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another video. Chelsea 1, Nottingham Forest 1 review. A very emotional and in the end exhausting football match that had ample extra time, 13 minutes of extra time at the end of that game because it was so dramatic and I have gone through so much pain. But there is a part of me that is still proud of the performance, of course, because I know the rivals will come in here and chatter and laughter. But at the end of the day, if you're a Chelsea fan watching that game, I don't think you're going into the Liverpool game or into the rest of the season panicking. I think it's actually, if anything, adding extra incentive and extra fire to us to say, actually, we got a good team and we've got plans against low blocks and we've got a bit of something about us. Now, obviously, we weren't great in the final third at times, especially in that first half. I was looking back and thinking, yeah, you guys not really getting the final ball, not really getting the final pass. Maybe the decision making at times could have been better. Sancho, still clean as ever, crisp as ever. Madueke taking a bit more risk on his side, a little bit more chance. And you can see that Sancho is the creator and almost Noni's been asked to be maybe the more goal scorer out on his flank because he was having those shots from crazy angles. But we needed him to have his shooting, instincts on because he's the one that got us our goal at the end of the day. But we're not there yet. So the lineup was what we would expect. It's what we've been getting for weeks in the Premier League, and we've got a stat padded bench, so we know that we can bring people on and change the game. I thought everybody in the first half played well. Apart from, you could say, like I said, Madueke's decision making, could it be better in the first half? Palmer not looking at his brilliant best, but again, it's Cole Palmer. You expect he's going to improve, or even if he doesn't, he usually is so great that you can give him off days here and there. Jackson, not really involved. That's the only one really I'm looking at and saying really in the whole game when he played, he wasn't really involved. Partly maybe because we didn't give him the service. We didn't test the keeper enough in the first half for my liking. Even though we kept the ball well, we controlled the game pretty well. We didn't test the goalkeeper enough. And Jackson didn't really have any opportunities. And the one time that we did play the ball in behind, he was like, thumbs up, thank you. That's exactly what I want. I want to be running at these defenders. But Nottingham Forest, credit to them. Low block, did not give us chances to transition, to counter. Anytime they did get forward and have their moments, which weren't much in the first half, they got straight back into shape so quickly. Straight back into shape and put up the low block and said, you have to break us down. And that was something that we knew coming into this game was going to be very different to the Brighton win. And we were going to have to showcase and give examples as to how we were going to go about and do that. But I have to say, because I need to make sure that people don't forget the past. Up against low blocks previously, we didn't have anything. Sometimes we just be crossing, inshallah. We just be, playing with the safety of circle in the middle and just playing out to the flanks, not having any penetrative passes through the middle. We were just, predictable. Not in this. In the first half, I didn't come away from that thinking, oh, we're predictable. We don't have any ideas. We don't have any creativity. We don't have a clue. Just things weren't coming off, but we were trying things. And there were little link-ups and runs being made. You thought, yeah, these guys do have an idea of what they want to do against low blocks. It's just not coming off. And it is what it is. That can happen. And then I have to give a shout out first half to Colwell. Colwell for the whole game. I thought Colwell was fantastic today. The passes that he plays, obviously breaking lines and just he's got I don't like this word, but he's got an aura to him right now this season. He's got an aura to him. The guy's, he's becoming a man. He's becoming from a boy to a man in that defense. He's not getting bullied. He's not getting barged. He's not getting, pushed to the wayside. And we saw it in the little fight, you want to call it at the end, which we'll get into. But Colwell today, very, very good. Gusto had a real complicated job. I saw it in that first half. He's a right back. He's a centre mid. He's inverting. He's a box to box. He's making underlapping runs but in behind Madueke to try and get crosses in and cutbacks. A lot on his plate today. Thought he done well. But at halftime, there could have been conversation for, can we change this? Can we change that? Can we tinker this? Can we tinker that? We want Enzo to be on the ball more than Gusto, for instance, etc. And yeah, Cucurella, as always, really good. Proper shithouse, making big blocks, making big tackles. Really doing well against Hudson-Odoi, who we know is a tricky customer. Sancho versus Ola Aina was a fun watch as well. So I was happy with the first half. But second half, I'm happy, right? I think we can win this game. I'm looking forward to the second half. I'm pumped. Chris Wood. Barkley's men. This is where this became a real proper Barkley's game in that second half. First half, Second half is when it became a Barclays Premier League game. Chris Wood off a wide free kick. And I'm just thinking, if there's one thing that you could say when you looked at that team sheet today, that set pieces against Nottingham Forest was going to be, do we have many people that can contest, that can compete, that can deal? And unfortunately, back post Gusto couldn't. Goes across to Chris Wood, sticks a leg out, it's 1-0, and we're in the exact position we don't want to be in against Nottingham Forest at home, which is 1-0 down, and they're going to get real super defensive, as they already have been up until this point, low block, and they're going to be tough to beat. But thankfully, and Madueke was getting a lot of heat in the live chat because obviously he was, taking some shots and responsibility at times. He still set up opportunities, by the way, for others. He set up a chance for Palmer in that first half as well. But he gets his goal because he takes responsibility, he takes the shot and puts it in the far corner. It's a fantastic finish and we're back in the game. And we're back in the game within 10 minutes of conceding. That's exactly what you want. Quick response, real test of character. Heads didn't go down, heads didn't drop. We responded. We have to play our way. I've said it at the start of the season. Chelsea don't have another way of playing in terms of a plan B. We don't have any physical strikers that can come on and bully people. We don't have a very physically imposing team that can score from set pieces relentlessly. We have to play sexy football. We have to play perfect football. Everything has to make sense. Each pass has to have a purpose, and we can't play percentage passes. We can't play percentage crosses. So that is a hindrance to us, of course, because as we're chasing or we want to win a game, we know we have to keep playing our way and we can't go with a plan B. Now, as the game goes on, obviously, it's tough, Like I said, it's a low block and we need to prove ourselves against this type of opposition. We came into this game, I said in the preview, this is a Nottingham Forest team that have joint second best defensive record, a Nottingham Forest team that has the third least XG conceded in the Premier League. So they showed it at Anfield. One of the biggest attacking threats in the league as a unit, Liverpool, they couldn't score. They lost 1-0 at home. Now, granted, as the game goes on, a massive shitstorm happens and Cucurella goes flying into Maresca because one of their players are going mads. Yates in this game, pissing me off. This Ward-Prowse brother, pissing me off. Just their players just jarring me. Like it was a shit house. It was one of those games where, yeah, it was time for everybody to get down and dirty and to make those dark arts have to be done. And we did do them. And the fight starts. The manager sends off their guy. Who is it in the end? I don't even know. Ward-Prowse, yeah, it was him making a stupid lunge on Cucurella, goes flying into Maresca. He gets sent off, second yellow. I think there could have been more bookings for Forest players. I don't know how I don't know how looking at this team, actually their starting 11, the only other booking that they picked up was the goalkeeper. I don't know how they didn't get bookings. I don't know how Ryan Yates actually left the pitch without a booking, etc. But here's what it is. And yeah, we're up against 10 men for 20 minutes because they've been time wasting and they're being bastards. Yeah, taking long on free kicks, taking long on goal kicks. And we get 30 minutes of added on time, plus the 10 men for, 10 minutes, so 20 something minutes against 10 men. But we tried. We tried our very best. I didn't see heads go down. I didn't see a team that didn't have any ideas. I didn't see a team that didn't want to win. I didn't see a team that wasn't fighting for every single duel, We were pushing to the max, making subs in the end. They were a bit late, some of the subs maybe, but we made subs in the end. On comes Neto. On comes Mudryk. I didn't really understand that one. Even though Mudryk, I think, came on and actually did create a couple of chances. If I can just check. One key pass, one big chance created, one cross out of the two. So it's not like as if Mudryk was poor when he came on. I just didn't expect him to come on against a low block when we were looking for solutions. But he did come on and play his part. And yeah, Cole Palmer wasn't at his brilliant best. Still leaves the pitch with an assist. Madueke leaves the pitch with a goal. Jackson, non-existent. On comes in Cuckoo. I just felt like, and this is the real shithouse in me, I wanted Disasi to come on. And I know people are telling me, shut up. But I wanted Disasi to come on and to play as a PK at Barcelona in the last 5 minutes. Play as a Sergio Ramos, Real Madrid last 5 minutes. There's multiple ways to win a game. And I'm seeing Felix header go wide. I'm seeing in Cuckoo's header saved. Brilliant save from the keeper. Their goalkeeper was excellent. Our goalkeeper at the end was excellent. Sanchez made 2 massive saves. We could have won this game. We could have lost this game. But I'm thinking in my head, if we're running out of time, we're starting to get those crosses into the box. Neto's putting in good crosses. Mudryk's putting in good crosses. I would have loved to just throw Disasi up there and just play for knockdowns, or he could header it in. Like, it's not glamorous and it's not it's outside the box thinking. I know it's wild to a lot of you. You're going to be like, you're chatting nonsense. But I've seen it happen before. I've seen big teams who need wins in the dying stages of games bring on a centre back and just dominate that penalty box and start getting knockdowns and start getting opportunities that way. Every set piece, every corner, Enzo, his corner taking was not good today. Every corner was a waste. It was basically just going to the first man. And yeah, in the end, we should have won the game. We could have won the game, but we could have lost it as well. And the biggest thing that you're taking out of that game is the fact that Cucurella and Fofana have left the pitch with 2 yellow cards, one each, and they're both going to miss the game against Liverpool. I would have liked Renato Vega to come on a bit earlier for Cucurella, actually. I was saying it in the watch-along. But again, to add a bit of aerial threat, when we're having these corners, we don't have many aerial people to hit. I was seeing at times, we're taking corners, and I'm seeing Sancho and Cucurella whispering to each other about how they're going to attack the corner. Excuse me? What are you two going to do, respectfully? Do you know what I mean? What is Cucurella and Sancho going to do on a corner when we're trying to win aerial duels against Nottingham Forest? I'm thinking to myself, bro, we need to win this game in any way means necessary. They're not easy to open up. So that's before we criticize ourselves too much. Obviously, we were trying to play very risky passes. Palmer, they weren't all coming off, but they are very difficult to break down. And if you can't break a team down, then you have to go maybe set piece, dead ball situations, win free kicks, corners. And that's where the Disassis maybe play a part, etc. But yeah, in the end, I can't be angry and I won't. You know, I'm disappointed because I really wanted us to win that game. You saw me in the preview, one last push. Would have been 4 home wins in a row. Set ourselves up brilliantly for the international break. Keep pace with the teams in front of us, the Man Cities, the Arsenals, the Liverpools. But at the same time, this is why we're not in a title race as well. Because we are going to have these days. They're frustrating. You can't afford to have a lot of them if you are in a title race, and that's why we're not. Because we will have more of these days. But I won't leave this game annoyed with the team, annoyed with the manager. He threw all his attackers on. Like, what can you say? It turned into a nasty game. We tried to come out the right side of it, but Nottingham Forest, credit to them. I really want to give credit to Nottingham Forest. I'm more, you know me, when I'm not happy, I'll say it. But I have to give credit to Nottingham Forest. They dug in and they were bastards. And you know those away fans are happy going home. You know they are. Yeah, you know they're happy going home. I think I could even hear a bit of an atmosphere from Stamford Bridge today, so I ain't got no criticisms on that either. It was just a real Barclays game. We should have won. The 10 men makes it worse for us, obviously, when people haven't watched, but it is what it is. We did create some big chances. We just didn't take them. You know, we had 3 headers in front of the goal, and the goalkeeper was moving mad in the end with the Nkuku save. It's unfortunate. So we dust ourselves down, we move on. It's not the end of the world. We're still in 4th. Aston Villa didn't win today. They drew against Man United. We just move on, guys. I'm still looking forward to Liverpool. We can still go there and get a result. And I'm still upbeat about it because Renato Vega's been brilliant. He can come in for Cucurella, and Tosin, he's been good. So he can come in for Fofana. It's not like as if Fofana hasn't had his own issues. So we go, we move. So yeah, smash up the likes, guys. Make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Big up your damn selves. In a bit, people. Peace. Exhausted.